Hello, welcome to Kiss Up Cards, Keep It Simple Stamping Up. I'm Mary Ann and I'm coming to you as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm just outside of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So we're going to look at the inside of the card, and there's different ways that you can do it. You can dress it up, you can keep it plain. There's many different ways. So I've laid out my cards and I'm going to talk about some of the different things that I do to do the inside of the card. Okay, so I've got an array of cards and white paper. So one of the things that I do is I just went to the my regular paper store where I buy reams of paper, and I just got a good weight of copy paper. But get a good, not just your thin paper, but a good thicker piece of paper, copy paper. And then I just cut it down to size to fit in the card. So my card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can cut it the same, but I often like to cut it down a little smaller. So you get a nice frame around it. I think it just finishes it off really nicely. So as you can see, when I do this, if I go, so 4 1/4, so I'm going to go 4 inches, and then I'm going to go another 4 inches. And sometimes this is all I do. I just make a number of these to have ready when I'm doing the cards. And so now I'm going to go 5 1/4. So I'm only going 1/4 less than the card. Okay. So my card is 5 1/2. So I'm going 5 1/4, and it's 4 1/2. So I'm going 4 1/4. And then this would go on the inside of my card. Okay. And it leaves a nice frame around it. Now, say you want to stamp on here. Always stamp on it before you put it in the card, because if you make a mistake, and we're prone to do that, then you will have to rip it out. And so if we just take our, I'm just going to stamp, and it's a birthday card, so I'm going to pick a stamp wishing you the happiest of birthdays. That's this one. Okay. So I've got my stamp, the happiest, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And I've just got my black ink, and I'm just gonna tap, 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 straight up and down, tap, 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 so that you hopefully don't get any ink on your block. And you're just gonna tap, tap, tap. And whoops, got it upside down. And I'm just going to, now, because this is a clear stamp, I had talked about it a couple of videos ago, I have put some packaging. I just got this out of a package that I received, a foam pad to put underneath. And that will always assure that you have 100% stamping. And I'm going to stamp and just hold it straight up and down, and wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Okay, so I've got that, and this is where I use the stamp and stamping seal. I talked about in a number of videos ago about some of the products that we have, and I often use the glue, but in this case I use the Stampin' seal, not steel, and I just do the 4 corners. I don't have to do any more than that. And then I lay it in my card. And there you go. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So it's your birthday. You will have seen this card a number of videos ago on the kits. And then I just stamped inside, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So that's just with good quality copy paper. So that I did that. Another thing that you can get is at Stampin' Up, we have 2 kinds of weights of white cardstock. We have a thinner one and a thicker one. So this one would work really well inside cards as well. So again, you would just cut it like you did the copy paper. So I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch smaller than my card, and I'm going to do 4, cut 4-inch first, and then I'm going to cut the 5 1/4 from this. So this. Now, when I did the copy paper, you notice that the little strip, I threw it away, but this is good, so I will keep this because this will make a good tag for a front of a card. So I'll keep that because that's worth keeping. And then I can use this and cut this or use it for something else. But I'm gonna just continue cutting. 5 1/4, 5 1/4. Something looks really wrong here. I think, let me see, 4 so 5 1/4. See, I still don't get it right. I did something. So then I just fix it and I'll have 2 strips. So that was 5 1/4, so that will make this 4. I think I forgot to cut the second 4-inch piece out of the card. So there you can make 4 insides out of 1 sheet of paper, and then you have some strips left for making tags. So nothing, very little is wasted. Okay, so on this card, now this card, it's yellow inside. It would be okay for writing on, but I think it finishes it just really nicely when you put some white cardstock inside. And so I think I'm going to, because this is a happy birthday on the front, I'm going to wish you the happiest of birthdays. I'll stamp that on this. Notorious for getting it upside down. Now, when I stamped on the white cardstock, what is really nice about it is if I made a boo-boo, I could flip it over and stamp on the back. On the copy paper, I would not have that option because I can see it through it. So if I stamp it in correctly, I have to throw that piece out and start over. But with the copy paper, you don't have to. So I'm going to put this inside the yellow card and then just show you. Again, I'm just doing the 4 corners with the Stampin' seal. And what some people do is, and so there we go. I just think that dresses it up, and then you can write on the white part. And if you have more to write, you can write on here. And if you have more to write, you can write on the back. But I just think it dresses it up nicely. You want to be careful about adding extra weight to your cards, especially if you're mailing them. If you do cardstock on cardstock on cardstock, it just adds to the weight of it. That you're just aware of it. Now, this one has a white inside. You can add another white cardstock, and you don't need to. So I often just leave them plain. If it's a white card, I just leave it plain. I could stamp inside of it. I don't have a Christmas stamp out right now, so wishing you the happiest of birthdays won't go with this one. So now these were the cards I made the other day on the video, I think just this past Tuesday. So, but I had already put in the decorative piece, and I'm like, oh, now how am I going to do that? See, I still do these things. So what I'm going to do is just put the card there, and I don't want to cover up that piece. So I'm just going to move it over a bit. Just take my pen and mark where I'm going to cut, just very like that. And I'll just cut it. This is not ideal, but that's how the cookie crumbles tonight. And so this one is wishing you a beautiful birthday. I don't think I'll put that sentiment on the inside. Okay, the pen mark has disappeared. So I'll just put the 4 corners on, and then what I'll do is I'll butt it up to that decorative piece. And there we go, like that. Okay, so then I can do some writing on there. So that's what happens when you put the decorative piece in first. So you kind of want to avoid that. So again, darker colors, you want to, you know, put something on there just to have a place to write. It's your option, your choice. When you have something like this, you can still see the stamps. It says happy birthday. So I'm not going to put one in here, but I'm going to stamp. And where's my pad? Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. It still shows up beautifully on a mid-range color. So that's the inside of the card. And again, you can, on the white pieces, I could take a color or a strip of something and put it across the bottom or part way up or up the side or around the top. I could stamp with some balloons. You can decorate the inside of your card as well. So that is what to do with the inside of your card. And quite often what especially people who do cards, because it's adhered just with the Stampin' Seal, you can take that off. If you receive a card like this and you want to keep the card going, take it off, add another one, and send it to someone else. So but if you're keeping the cards, that's not going to work, and that's okay. It's wonderful to receive cards that have been handmade, crafted especially for the person that you're giving them to. And it's just a beautiful way to share kindness, one card at a time. Thank you.